So, Hollywood actor Jared Leto, known for playing the Joker, might have turned out to be a real-life villain, because it is now being reported that he apparently has been alleged to have multiple SA incidents against people who are under, some of whom are under 18. This is pretty crazy news, and a lot of people are very upset about this. So this is the TMZ article kind of breaking it down. It said Jared Leto is facing serious allegations from 4 women who claim the Academy Award-winning actor essayed them or threatened to essay them when they were teenagers, according to a new report. The BBC says Leto allegedly essayed one of the victims in the bathroom of a motel when she was 1 year under 18. The second victim claims Leto threatened to essay her while she was left all alone with him in a hotel room when she was 19. And a third victim says she had with Leto in California when she was 1 year under 18, which qualifies as statutory R-word in the state. Leto reportedly shrugged off a discussion he had with the victim about the age that you're allowed to do stuff, being 18. And the fourth victim said she was groomed by Leto, who allegedly made several X-rated phone calls to her when she was 2 years under 18. During at least one conversation, Leto allegedly asked her to have and even sent her an NDA to try and prevent her from talking about their discussions, but she refused to sign it. That is insane. What is it with these celebrities firing NDAs off at people? If you're having adult conversations with somebody and they say, oh, sign this NDA, that's a bad sign, all right? That's like, I don't understand why anyone would sign them. And if you were out here, like, you know, getting to know somebody and they basically put an NDA in front, it's like, you clearly have bad intentions. What, you don't want, you're not going to treat me right, so you don't want anyone to ever know what happened. It's horrible. It says 4 other women have also come forward with similar allegations against Leto, saying the actor made creepy phone calls to them when they were younger. In total, 10 women have spoken out about their horrible experiences with Leto, and 9 of them have for the first time told their stories in the BBC documentary Jared Leto, Hollywood's Dark Secret. The BBC says all of the alleged incidents occurred between 2002 and 2016, when Leto was in his 30s and 40s. He's now 54 years old. They've reached out to reps of Leto for comment. So far, no word back, and then this was updated. It says that he was firing back, has denied the allegations against him. So this was kind of the latest update. He said, I've never essayed anyone in my life. Really? What's with those NDAs anyway? He's firing back at the women accusing him. He said, I've never essayed anyone in my entire life. These claims are absolutely and categorically false. As we reported, basically, yeah, we already heard that, so we don't need to read that to you again. People saying these accusations are going to ruin him. Okay, so look, he's known in Hollywood for his extreme method acting. Some of this included sending his castmates used rubbers when he was playing his role as the Joker. He apparently got into the role of the Joker for real life. And I don't know, this sounds super weird to me. Let's see what was said in this little doc.
Jared Leto has always pushed the envelope with his acting. For Dallas Buyers Club, he starved himself to lose 30 pounds and refused to break character as a trans woman for weeks, insisting crew members treat him as female even when the cameras weren't rolling. For Chapter 27, he gained 67 pounds to play John Lennon's killer, developing gout so severe he needed a wheelchair to move around the set. But it was during the filming of Suicide Squad, where he played the Joker, that he finally went too far. He sent various inappropriate gifts to his co-stars, claiming it was part of his method acting. But while method acting is about understanding a character's psychology, Leto seemed more interested in using it as an excuse to harass people.
Oh, how about the gifts you gave everyone? Yeah. Rats, bullets, a hog. Where did that come from?
Don't forget the anal beads.
Who did you send anal beads to?
The used condoms.
Did not.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Step back, Frank. You can't just say used condoms and we're just gonna like forget.
I know it's a family show, but we can.
Don't worry.
We can educate people here. At least they were used.
Who did you send used condoms to?
Oh, everybody.
There's really no justification for this behavior, especially since Leto's Joker turned out to be terrible anyway. When asked about his antics, his co-stars did their best to stay professional, but you could tell from the way they spoke about it and the grimaces they made that it really freaked them out.
Did you get one?
Yes, I got so many weird things. I can't even begin to tell you the weird things I got.
You talk about commitment, and then he sends Margot Robbie a black rat that was still alive in a box. She screamed.
I got that. Jared sent.
Wait a minute. We can't just skip over that.
Yeah.
You get a used condom. What do you say? What do you think?
You know, you say Jared has gone full Joker.
They all kept their true.
So he sounds like a creep, to be honest with you, right? But there was kind of, you know, other incidences and other roles that he played. And again, this method acting thing, sometimes I just feel like this method acting whole thing, you know, we've heard of all kinds of great method actors over the years. Daniel Day-Lewis, I think Marlon Brando was famous for his method acting. But I do feel like sometimes this stuff just becomes more about these people inflating their egos and having a bit of lore and mythology around them than it comes to actually, you know, improving their acting. And if you're really a good actor, I would like to think that you could get into your character and do an effective job without sending people, you know, horrendous items that scar them for life. But basically, it was his role as the lead singer of the band 30 Seconds to Mars that apparently gave him access to loyal fans that basically became known as the Echelon. This is super weird. Listen to this.
Had bigger ambitions. The Echelon wasn't just a fan club, it was a family.
Pre-ordering his album, okay? And it says, Jared Leto letting fans sleep in bed for pre-order contest. It says one lucky question mark fan will be allowed to have a sleepover in Jared Leto of 30 Second to Mars' bed if you pre-order the band's new album. Check out the details. Ever wonder what it's like to be at the Mars Lab? Want to come and see? Even better, want to spend the night? Then have we got a contest for you? Pre-order your copy of Love, Lust, Faith and Dreams for a chance to be one of 5 winners who receive an exclusive invitation to the lab for a magical night we're calling the Sleepover. If you win, you'll be able to come and spend a fun-filled night in the birthplace of Love, Lust, Faith and Dreams and other Mars creations on the night of LLFD's release, May the 21st. Still want more? Are you ready? One of the 5 winners will spend the night in Jared's house in Jared's very own bed. What the fuck? Yes, it's true. So pre-order Love, Lust, Faith and Dreams and be instantly entered to win. Travel included. P.S. Did someone say vegan pancakes? Shannon's coffee? Mofo's famous chicken? The possibilities are endless. The contest is open to anyone who pre-orders any CD or bundle. Already pre-ordered? No worries. We'll also be including early believers to possibly win. Pre-order here while you can. Bizarre. Okay? Bizarre. So, in addition to that, all right, back in 2015, the band apparently launched Camp Mars, a 3-night Malibu retreat where fans paid to participate, and it was hosted at a $5 million military compound. Look at the state of this.
The first thing with cults that you must know, and I speak not as an expert, but as an obsessed person with cults, is there always has to be an element of specialness, right? You are different. They see something in you, whatever. So this is like the echelon. There were other members of the echelon who realized that it was all just a money grab. Someone who left the echelon said, quote, I realized I could move forward without the overpriced nonsense and the toxicity of the fan base. So now it's 2015 and the first Camp Mars occurs and it is in Malibu.
Hi. Hi. It's good to see you. Say hello. God, don't you wish you were here?
And make some noise for AT&T for helping out too.
It's a retreat for fans of 30 Seconds to Mars. Music, campfires, hiking, activities in nature, things like that. Here comes the conspiracy theory thing again. Remember when I told you before about the military compound that Jared Leto purchased that had connections to these like CIA cult infiltrator agent things in the 60s and 70s? Okay, this is when he bought it. It's called Lookout Mountain, and he purchased it for $5 million. It's in Laurel Canyon. According to publicly accessible property records, the compound in question last traded hands in 1994. This compound was known as Lookout Mountain Laboratory, or it was also known as the Lookout Mountain Air Force Station, which was originally built in the early 1940s. And they used it until the late 1960s as a military film studio where, among other classified projects, a small army of filmmakers and photographers with top security clearance made training films and documented military research on atomic bomb tests.
It's super creepy, all right? So a little bit weird, all right? But then in addition to that, okay, in 2019, his retreat, the 30 Seconds to Mars retreat, would move to a Croatian island. And these are some of the pictures that were apparently posted there. And this is on the band's official Facebook page. It's titled, Yes, This Is a Cult, #Mars Island. And it shows him and all of his fans dressed just in all white, looking like a Mabel Rubin party. People saying that's a cult and Jared Leto is a PDF. All right, people are reminding everybody that he has been accused of SA by a young'un, and he's looking a bit messianic here. It's a little bit weird, if I'm honest with you. A lot of young women. I'm seeing only young women, to be honest with you, right here. Not seeing many men. That I don't know for sure. You got to be careful these days, but I'm seeing pretty much mostly all women, young women. Yeah, he thinks he's Jesus, doesn't he? Clearly thinks he's Jesus. It's weird. This whole thing's fucking weird. So apparently packages for this retreat were very expensive. The tickets went for as much as $6,500. So you pay for the privilege to be on this whole Messianic weird power trip.
We have the Escape Camping for $999. That's 2 nights of camping, and you have to bring your own tent. From the looks of it, for $1,000, we get assigned a 9x9 tent plot, which is pretty small, and we get access to taking a shower, taking a shit, shaving our face, getting a mirror, everything like that. Everything that you would need at Camp Mars, but who's thinking about that? I mean, there's so many water sports, who has time for shaving? Fortunately, it looks like these tickets are all-inclusive, so at least the concert's not being sold separately or anything. You get meals, snacks, and soft drinks, everything like that. You get to hike, and you get to do some activities with the band. You even get your picture with the Lord himself, Jared Leto. He'll come out, make an appearance, maybe ascend into the sky, and you can get a selfie with him on the ground. The ticket, unfortunately, does not include the tent or the bedding or a towel. Bring your own towel. BYOT, bro. There's always the option to kick it dorm style the night of the Hunter cabin for $1,300. You get dorm style rustic cabins. Enjoy the views of the Malibu Canyon Saturday and Sunday night shared from your rustic cabin location. It looks like they've definitely got the communal thing down pat because there's couches all over the place here. These bunks remind me of when I stayed in a hostel in Los Angeles and it was the worst thing ever. Somebody who's 6'6", you cannot stay in a hostel, I'm just saying. Looks like it pretty much includes all of the exact same things, except maybe the towels are included. There's nothing that it says it doesn't include, so I'm guessing maybe I'm sharing a tent with Jared or Shannon Leto, or somebody else from the band's crew, and also you get a towel. These all look really nice, but this is child's play. I want to go all out. Let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. Let's see how much money we could spend. There it is. This is War VIP experience. Early entry, yes, exclusive VIP with Jared, an experience with him. Is that taking it back to the whole pitch in a tent thing? Okay, I need to learn more about this. This is War VIP. If I'm gonna drop $6,500 on this, it better be nice as hell. And this is looking like a pretty big tent over here. They got a nice pole there in the middle, and also you've got a door. It looks like it's kind of private. You get a luxury tent or lodge room shared with one other. You're telling me if I spend $6,500, I still have to share it? Jared, can you please get your own room, bro? Parking pass, concierge service, 3 nights, meals, snacks, and soft drinks. It's pretty much most of the same stuff, except you get a really nice thing and you get to hang out with Jared for a little bit.
But look, he's definitely taken advantage of his audience, his young, impressionable audience's finances for sure. But basically, after these initial allegations went viral in 2025, Leto was labeled as Hollywood's most persistent predator. All right, that is the award. If there was an Academy Award, all right, a commemorative, we'll call it the Weinstein Lifetime Achievement Award for Hollywood's most persistent predator, I think he would win. Okay, a woman unleashes bombshell allegations. Someone says, my third time trying to post this. 2 were removed by mods. A lot of women have been sharing their stories of Leto grooming them and sleeping with them when they were young'uns. I'm not surprised. He always gave off creeper vibes. This has been a well-known Hollywood secret for years, and he somehow sidestepped the Me Too movement. I'm sure there will be more women coming forward. Edit, oh yeah, 30 Seconds to Mars sucks. And I've already posted the link multiple times, but people keep asking for the source. And here it is. So this is kind of an AOL article. Jared Leto, Hollywood's most persistent predator after a woman unleashes a bombshell allegation. So I'm going to be careful what I say, but basically this woman said Jared Leto was a creep then and still is, all right? 31-year-old American DJ, music producer, and model begun her explosive allegations against Leto, basically. She did a social media post recounting her experience with him in 2012, spiraling into an overnight movement to take him down. Dozens of women and girls, some as young as 4 years under 18, have shared their accounts of the actor making inappropriate advances towards them in the past. The words went viral, galvanizing others to come forward with disturbing accounts involving him, suggesting a years-long pattern of grooming and calling for an end to his alleged 15-plus years of being Hollywood's most persistent predator. Persistent predator? That's crazy. Okay? Said you're not really in LA until Jared Leto tries to force himself on you backstage at an M83 show in a kilt and a snow hat, the DJ wrote. That is a pretty crazy way of putting it. So she basically was motivated to share her experience after hearing from an anonymous underage girl who's allegedly approached by the Oscar winner recently. And she kind of just started posting a few things online, basically calling him an international creep. This person said, I was 16 when he tried to hook up with me. He knew my age, didn't care He didn't care. How is this man able to do this? I know so many other girls this happened to. Thank you for speaking up, saying this is insane. Only one can imagine the amount of young girls he's been chasing. I live in Finland. I've heard of not one, but 2 Finnish girls very young that he was in touch with. I don't think cancelling is the answer to this in any world, but Jared Leto should totally be cancelled and called out for his disgusting allegations. Everybody's calling him out, basically. Not so secret predator. Story spanning 3 decades, no repercussions. Time for this predatory creep to be taken down. How did he escape Me Too? All of this goes back to the early 2000s at least. He's basically Charles Manson with a record label deal. Good, it's been an open secret for way too long. Can we just get him officially? How many years are these men allowed to be in the wild hurting women and children before they get caught? Everyone in Hollywood knew this years ago. He'd roll up in an old beat-up black Suburban or something and creep on girls at Club Moscow. Crazy. Just non-stop allegations against this guy being an absolute creep. It's crazy, okay? It is crazy. So you get the gist, all right? This guy sounds like a turbo creep. I don't really know too much about him. I'll be honest with you guys. You know, this was a story that kind of came onto my radar because of the depravity of it. Never listened to 30 Seconds to Mars. Don't care to. Haven't seen many of the films that he was in. I have seen Dallas Buyers Club, American Psycho. Haven't actually seen Suicide Squad. But this guy just sounds like an absolute horrific creep. I would like to observe his downfall. And if I do hear more, I will be sure to let you guys know. But it does sound like the jig might be up. And it's crazy that this has been allowed to happen for decades. So when I hear more about his diabolical downfall, I will be sure to let you guys know. Guy sounds like a disgusting creep to me, but that's just my opinion. Allegedly, everything is alleged at this stage, but seems like it's been alleged a lot of times by a lot of young'uns. So yeah, I'd like to know more about this and what is being done to stop this despicable weirdo forcing himself on people anymore after these allegations, allegedly. All right. But anyway, I'll wrap it up there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace.